Hello and welcome to this Studio Brutal video. Here I'm going to talk you through how I made this track you can hear in the background, which is heavily inspired by Drexciya and Detroit Electro. There's an article to go with it in the description where you can download some stuff that's in it, like this filter sound and this pad, this wavetable pad. So yeah, go to the link below. You can get the Ableton racks for these, and there's some other stuff there as well. So yeah, basically this is it's quite a simple one. It's fairly standard sort of Detroit Electro channels and parts, but they're processed in sort of with filters a lot to give you that underwater sound. First off, it's got an 808 kick that is heavily treated with a moving filter. If you can see that, I don't know if you can see the MIDI there. Let me make it red so you can see it. It's just that drum pattern, but it's the 808 depth charger kit that you get with Ableton. But I've got this modulating filter. If I take the filter off, it just sounds like that. It's treated with some overdrive and echo. By the way, if you want the MIDI patterns are in that article as well. You don't have to copy them off the video. You can just go and get them from there. But what I'm doing is I want to give it that underwater feel. And low passing stuff makes stuff sound a little bit, you know, like it's underwater. That conjures those images. And so what I've done is I've given it this. I filtered it down. It's quite distorted and echoed as well. And then I'm pushing the resonance. And then I'm giving it a rhythmic LFO that's in time with the beat. I'll put it back to how it was, yeah. That's the kick. So you're still getting a heavy 808 kick, you're still getting a punch through, but it's got like this almost sort of tweaking acid sort of filter. And then that is run through echo and overdrive as well, and reverb. There's reverb and delay in that echo unit. And there's a lot of reverb and delay in his music. It's important. It's important. It gives you that sort of that spatial feel. And then every single element I put in a group which has got some overdrive on it. It's not much. It's 20% and 12% drive, but that is so that everything is glued together with a little bit of drive, and it sort of mimics having a hardware mixer where you run it a bit too hot into it, so it redlined a bit and gets a bit of analog distortion. And then next, I've just taken that 808 depth charger kit, which I think it comes with Ableton. If not, it's in the Drum Essentials pack that you can just download for free. So yeah, this is just it's just a Electro hat pattern, which is like a couple of open hats, loads of short closed 808s as well, and yeah, snare on 2 and 4, and that Electro classic where you put the clap and the snare at the same time, so you get that sort of really massive snare sound, clap snare. And this again is filtered. This is without the filtering. And then again it's high pass filtered, but it's also got this this automation, so it's moving. If I turn it up, you can probably hear it. It's moving, and then that movement is put through a delay, so it's like the movement's delayed, and you can get it just gives it a much more alive, like rolling, moving feel by delaying it afterwards. You can play with it, and it gives it that sort of that underwater feel again, I guess, by filtering it, because you can't hear all the frequency range. And then next I've got this, which is a sub bass rack, which I made. I don't know if you can hear that. You'll need decent speakers to hear this. Really simple, almost just one note, just really heavy sort of room shaking sub bass that's run through the overdrive, remember, on the group. It's made in Operator, and it's got drive on it from these filters. It's filtered down, but then it's got the drive, the built-in drive on OSR setting that I think it's from a Impossible, is it? It's an analog synth modeling drive that models turning it up too hard into analog synths filter. and it's got driven as well on the operator as well. I can push it heavy. Yeah, it's pretty nasty that. It's so yeah, if I put them together, the hat and the kick, it's quite heavy, lots of sub bass. I don't want the kick and the sub to interfere too much, but it's quite boomy on the bottom end, and it's quite saturated in the individual channels and at the group level. And then after that, I have added this, which is, it's not exactly the same as you get in Drexciya tracks, but a lot of stuff I noticed that he's got this. If you can hear that, yeah, it's made from a really resonant filter that's self-oscillating. Basically, you turn the resonance up so much that it squeals, and then when you put it through a filter envelope, it gives it that movement. If I put it more. So yeah, it's going through, that's the filter. You can see it's got a weird attack, a rounded attack. And then I've automated that as well, so it gradually opens up the filter over the course of the loop. And yeah, that sound is distorted loads. It's distorted on the overdrive quite a lot, and then again at the filter, a lot of filter drive, and then another filter with a load of drive, and then again loads of reverb and delay in the echo unit, so it gives it that distorted like floaty underwater feel from the space of the reverb and the echo. And yeah, these racks are in that article. You can go and get them off the site. And then the last element, which is like this Detroit, I quite like this chord. It's fairly simple. It is I've set up the MIDI so you just have to play one note. You can play any note on the piano to make a chord, like I have done in my other tracks. And then the chord here is set up to make a minor chord, a 3-finger minor chord. And then the patch is fairly simple. It is a wavetable patch. If I pull it up, you can see that. There's some movement in it, not a lot, but there's an LFO moving the wavetable slightly. And it's these retro robotic wavetables which give it this dusty old feel. And that's stuck through vinyl distortion, which has got crackle. Even if I stop at the sound, you can probably hear the crackle bubbling away. So it's got that sort of that sound like an old Juno recorded to tape or something like that, or even recorded off a vinyl record. And then that's distorted again, and that is given that filter treatment as well that I did before. It's a high pass filter with a movement on the LFO. If I switch it off, it sounds like that, which is still quite cool. But if I add that sort of underwater effect, I call it, it filters it with a moving LFO, and then again it's delayed and reverbed, and it's delaying that movement that you've got from the filter, and then I've distorted it after that to give it a little bit more grunt, a little bit more dirtiness to it, and yeah, you get that sort of quite nice Drexciya style pad, and then together it sounds like this. So yeah, if you want these, I think the sub bass rack and the filter sound and that pad are all in the description below, and the 808 is from a pack that comes with Ableton Drum Essentials. So yeah, go and get those in the description below, and if you've got any comments or questions about this, please let me know in the comments below or message me. And if you've got any ideas for future packs or anything you'd like to see, I'd be happy to just let me know in the comments, and I'll take a look. This one I did off a request actually off someone. So yeah, that's it from me. Good luck with your music making, and have a good day. Goodbye.